would be to stimulate the circulation of goods between the countries, enhancing the structure of trade, expanding the cooperation between the industries. As you know, the trade had been shrinking for several years, but with pleasure we can say that this year we have a positive trend. The circulation of goods is on the rise again. With satisfaction, I can see that this year we are seeing the growth of 29%. Also, the investments are rising. Russian investments into the economy of India have been equivalent to $4 billion, while the Indian investments to Russian economy equal to $8 billion. So we are growing in terms of investments and cooperation. We want to cement this tendency. And with my satisfaction, I also say that our Intergovernmental Commission is working efficiently and effectively, facilitating the implementation of mutually beneficial projects between the countries. We have agreed on 19 projects directed at creating joint enterprises in the spheres of transport infrastructure, new technologies, including pharmaceuticals business, aviation and transportation manufacturing, jewelry, and agriculture. We've just met with the representatives of the business circles, and we see that they are truly interested in enhancing our mutually beneficial cooperation. During our talk, we have seen that we cooperate successfully in the sphere of nuclear energy. The first nuclear unit of the Kudam-Kulam nuclear power plant has been put into operation. Only most advanced and reliable technologies were used to construct that power plant. And the second unit is also about to be put into full operation. Also, we agreed on starting the construction of the third and the fourth units of this power plant. We also have plans to create not less than 12 units, which is a huge contribution into the development of the nuclear sector in India. We agreed to deepen our cooperation in the technical and military spheres upon the basis of the bilateral program for the years up to 2020. Our cooperation is not confined by direct supply and delivery of most advanced Russian weaponry. With Russian participation in India, many military equipment pieces and units are manufactured. We agreed to continue our work and production of new weaponry. Another important aspect of our cooperation is the sphere of humanitarian ties. We have signed the cultural exchange program for the 3 upcoming years. I would like to say that we have always been friendly with each other. Our nations have always expressed interest towards each one's values and cultures. We have Indian Culture Festival in Russia today, and many people truly enjoy this wonderful event. And Russian Culture Festival in India have also received very positive feedback. Among other things, we discussed international affairs, agreeing to cooperate on the platform of the United Nations, BRICS, including within the trilateral format of India, Russia, China, in the G20, ensuring security and stability in Asia, in the Pacific and Indian Ocean regions. In that relation, Russia welcomes the official inclusion of India into the Shanghai Cooperation Agreement organization as a full-fledged member, and this process will be completed in Astana on the 9th and 8th of June this year. Certainly, we talked about other points of our cooperation. We'll have more opportunities to discuss more things without any coverage. In the evening, we are meeting at a dinner to discuss Syria, Afghanistan, and other hotbeds. It's common practice to exchange frankly our views. In conclusion, I would like to thank Prime Minister and all our Indian friends for constructive and fruitful dialogue. I am convinced that the arrangements will further benefit the development of our strategic partnership, facilitating friendship between the nations. Thank you for your attention.
Your Excellency, President Putin, distinguished members of the Russian and Indian delegations, members of the media, राष्ट्रपति पुतिन के खूबसूरत
Your Excellency, Mr. Putin, members of the Russian-Indian delegation, I'm so happy to be here today in St. Petersburg, in Mr. Putin's city of birth, and this is a historic event, and a historic event is connected to this city. In 2001, when I was the Minister of the State of Gujarat, I was together with the Prime Minister of India when I visited St. Petersburg. I remember us standing together with Mr. Putin, and Mr. Putin and our Prime Minister were signing a document, and they were standing and I was signing a document, and 16 years later I am once again in St. Petersburg, and I once again have an opportunity to be together on the same stage with Mr. Putin, but now as the Prime Minister of India. It was a warm welcome that our delegation received here, and I would like to express words of gratitude to my Russian colleagues. This is a symbol of warm and tender relations between our countries. As you know, this year Russia and India celebrate the 70 years of diplomatic relations. In our relations, we speak the same language. In the sphere of culture and defense, we use the same language. Over 70 years, despite the changing global situation, one thing has been unchanged: the strong and deep relations between Russia and India. The fundamental basis of our relations is love towards each other and a strong belief and trust in each other. This strong basis is what our relations are based on. And this is what we use to develop our relations further. As you know, Mr. Putin and I had detailed discussions on all the areas of our cooperation, and it is crucial to make our cooperation even faster and more effective. And today we have made a number of very important decisions. We have passed the St. Petersburg Declaration, which will become a stepping stone towards the growth of our economic and political power, and this declaration will be the basis of stability on the international arena. And we all know today that the world is interlinked, and I believe that this growing interdependence is an important factor for us. We must look at the speed with which our cooperation is growing. And this is one of the topics that we have discussed with Mr. Putin. You have invited India to become a guest country at the forum, and you invited me to the plenary session. This is a symbol of deep and strong relations between our two countries in the economic sphere. And I'm sure that this will all lead to even deeper and stronger relations, and that by 2025 we will have 30 billion of investment. This is the aim that we have set forth, and this is one of the many aims that we have to improve economic cooperation, including in the nuclear energy, in the fossil fuels, in the atomic energy. And I am very happy that the Units 5 and 6 of the Kudankull nuclear power plant have been put into operation, that we have been agreed on, and this sends us to a new level of cooperation. And I'm convinced that Russia and India will be able to benefit from that, and will be able to continue our cooperation with other countries as well. Our trade and economic relations in the private sector also contribute to our relations, so I invite the representatives of the private sectors of both countries to take part in these relations and to play an active role there as well, because we need both physical cooperation and cooperation between the institutions of the two countries. This includes cooperation in the international transport corridor, north-south, and this will give an extra impetus to our relations, to our cooperation. We have been talking about the free trade agreement with the European Union, with the Eurasian Economic Union, and industrial cooperation is also an important part of our cooperation. And thanks to that, we will have benefits that will be a contribution to our societies and our economies. We have joint programs and initiatives that we work on together in science and technology. We do everything to support young entrepreneurs. This will give an opportunity to develop innovative economy for our future generations, and I hope that thanks to that, people who are currently searching and looking for jobs will be able to get these new jobs. And both parties, both of our countries, will have a scientific commission for the first time, and I'm convinced that this will allow us to transcend our technical cooperation and scientific cooperation into a new level. Friends, military cooperation, defense cooperation between the two countries is very strong, and no matter what shape the global interaction between countries takes, Russia and India has always considered each other's interests. We had a military-industrial conference in India, and this conference will play an important role in ensuring the security in the world. Joint production of helicopters, Ka-226, and the joint production of frigates is also underway. We are cooperating in the military sphere, and and it is developing and improving.
2017 का आयोजन करेगा. Friends, हमारे मधुर
And
संबंधों
it's
की
finding new ground. We are conducting joint
people-to-people contact है.
military exercises as part of the Indra initiative. An important part of our relations is the cooperation between the nations and the peoples of our two countries. Russian culture has always been popular in India, and Indian culture, yoga practices and Ayurveda are also something that Russian people are very enthusiastic about and very interested in, and I'm very proud of that. And I believe that this year, just as last year, the International Yoga Day that will be celebrated on the 21st of June, and it will be celebrated, I hope that it will be celebrated in Russia as well. And friends, Mr. Putin and I have a great opportunities to discuss international issues, both in the area of combating terrorism and in protecting our strategic interests. We have also discussed new challenges, and India and Russia will always continue to support one another. India is grateful to Russia for support in combating terrorism. India and Russia share views on Afghanistan and share their views on the Asia-Pacific. We express the same positions within the framework of the G20 and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Our countries will work together to give a new shape, a new form to international cooperation. Friends, President Putin has always been supportive of India, and I would like to say thanks to him for supporting us. Our relations is like a fruitful tree which was nurtured by great people, great individuals, among them Alexander Kazakhin. We have lost this great friend of India this year, and I would like to pay our honors and our respects to him, and that is why we decided to name a road in Delhi after him, a street in Delhi after him. Your Excellency, Mr. Putin, our relations have been tested through time, and they have been beneficial to Russia and India. We have always supported one another. These relations have always been a pillar of strength, and I hope that our cooperation in the future will bring only stability and balance to the world. These talks we've had today were very successful. We have made agreements that will shine a brighter path ahead. Let me once again express my gratitude towards you and the citizens of St. Petersburg. Thank you very much.